Hey everyone, Joe here. And today we've got Amelie, or as she's known in Czech Republic. What was that name you gave before?
Amelie.
No, other one. No, the Starbucks thing. What was the American's name?
Hua.
Yeah, Rua. As
Hua.
today, it's Rua and
Hua.
Joe on Streaming Demons, Barry, Season 1, Episode 3, or excuse me, Chapter 3. Make the sexy choice. Oh, wait, what? Hit it. Oh, I guess that's like the middle of the music.
Oh,
I
the
don't
end.
know. It's
The
the
end,
end of the
my
music.
friend.
Oh, wow, my God. There we go. Hey, fuck it. I know how to work this board. I think this goes way too long, though. Yeah, good enough. Hey, everyone. I think I'm going to cut this out and, like, I need to make it shorter. I need to make shorter.
Just
Which,
like
no,
Barry.
guys.
Boom, done.
Yeah, I think it's like 25 seconds otherwise, which is fine, but, you need to really hit it home now. All right. So, everyone, if you are new to the show, Streaming Demons, welcome. This is our deep dive segment with not my Chechen friend, but my French friend in Czechoslovakia. Oh, it's not Czechoslovakia anymore. It's what is it now? Like Czechia or?
Czech Republic.
Yeah, sure. I think they actually changed the name again. I have to, I don't know. It's complex.
Yes, the
Prague.
catastrophe, you're right.
I
Because when
know.
you go on internet and you want to say, I live in Czech Republic, it's Czechia, and
Yeah.
no one like that. No one like that. So I don't know. I came from a country.
Exactly. And that's the thing. When I saw that happen, like, isn't there already a fucking country called this? Like,
Hmm.
isn't there like already fucking country like this? Like, oh, I spell it differently. Like, cool. I spelled my name J-O, but it's actually pronounced Michael.
Yeah,
Like, what
something
the
like
fuck?
that.
Yeah. So, welcome, Streaming Demons. Barry. Okay, so we talked about Barry the first couple of episodes. We're on chapter 3, Make the Unsafe Choice. This is where they're tied up. Barry and Fuchs were tied up, and the Chechens want him to kill Paco because Paco was an informant for the Chechens. I remember correctly. He's the informant for them, but they don't trust him because he narked on his own organization. So how could you trust someone like that? So like, we
Correct.
better kill the guy off now. So they're basically killing assets at this point. So when you're seeing this, it doesn't seem the Chechens are very well put together as an organization.
Correct.
Like they're
Yes.
not in the best of times at this point.
No.
They're on their luck. Yeah.
It's a little
Does
bit
that
messy.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Do you think that adds to the entertainment value of the show though? If they were just like this hardcore organization, it's like,
Yes, because traditionally the mafia it's always 1 + 1 = 2. They know what they're going to do. They're always in the shadow. They're well
right.
organized, and there is this darkness about them. They just kill and it's done. Here they want someone to be killed, but it's a
Yeah.
complete mess. Like
It's a
Bex
met.
and Barry, they have a stage. Someone is coming from Czechia.
They're
Barry needs to
FedExing a
kill.
bullet. Yeah.
It's just like it's messy, and what is really interesting, it's not well organized, and it reminds me of when you go to work and nothing is. Oh, wait a minute! Don't do that. You need to do this or you need to do that
Yeah.
before. Like, I
It's
have
a
a
show.
question. Do you think the series was financed by FedEx and DHL? Because
Well, it's funny you say it because it's got to be a product placement. They could have said the post office. All right, I just hit the fucking mic. They should have said the post office or something dumb like that, but they were very specific
yeah, and
on
I
this.
like
The
the
tracking app.
advertising. It could be an advertising,
It
because it's like,
probably
yeah,
is.
hi Barry, this is me, Hank. Yeah, so now change of plan. You don't kill him right now. You wait a bit
Yeah.
because I said it. Bolivia
A bullet
DHL, and guess what? You can have it received on
trap.
your phone, so you could cut this part of the series and place it like during the Super Bowl or something like that.
Brilliant.
Boom, it's an advertising.
I like that idea. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, and the guy's like, "Are you shitting me right now? No, no, no! Like I just have the guy in front of me. No, no, no! You need to wait. Like this bullet comes. So like, oh, a bullet, and I send you the SMS,
The
and bing,
whole
bada, boom,
backstory.
you kill the guy.
Yeah, no, I love it, and that's the greatest way they do. It's I don't know if it's even exposition. They are telling a story in scene, and you're like, "Oh, this guy," and it's talking about the character because if you are trying to kill someone, you're like, "Oh, this is a very convoluted way. Because why the fuck would you send him a bullet if you're gonna kill him anyway? It's like, oh look, a bullet. What's this about? And your brain get blown out, right? But it's kind of funny because they send it to this one place and he's at the other place. It's messed up. It's messed up. And you see when you see Barry go out to kill Paco, Barry's still kind of he's in a sniper position. He's waiting. He's in the middle of nowhere, and he's just like, "Oh, I got a chance right now." He's like, "I want to kill him. I want to kill him." No, no, you have to wait for the fucking bullet. It's like, what the fuck? It's like
And he
what
gets
the fuck,
mad.
man?
He gets mad. He's like, "Are
Yeah,
you really for real?"
yeah.
And the guy come and he's like stretching just in
He's like
front of him.
wide
Like,
open. Like, oh,
I'm in the wild right now. I'm
yeah,
wide open. I can have the guy. I'm put myself in danger. I want this thing to be done. And now you're
yeah.
sending a day. Like, come on, no. And he has his personal life. He needs to go
Oh,
to
absolutely.
class. He has this love
The
interest,
the love
etc. So
interest,
love interest,
Sally.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
air quotes for this one. Right, and you have all this while this is happening, the Chechens bring in Stovka to
yes.
the hire the big it's like it looks like some old dude, but I forgot how old they say it is on the show. He's like, I'm like 30 something.
45 years old.
It's supposed to be 45. Yeah, he looks like
Yes,
8.
I thought he was 8 years old.
Yeah, yeah,
Once I rewatched it for this podcast, I'm like,
yeah,
he's just 45. I understood his son was 45. I like that character. I like this actor.
yeah.
He just had a few
Brilliant job.
lines, but really he was on point.
Yeah, he
And
does it
it's
well.
really interesting to see the two difference between Fuchs, who is limit goofy, like bad guy but goofy, and that man who is really in the tragedy,
Serious.
like I killed thousands of men, but it doesn't mean anything. I lost appetite of life. I
Right.
had a wife. I had a son. My child is dead. There is just one way out. And that's really interesting to
Yeah.
see the difference between him and Barry. Barry killed thousands of people and he has no emotion, no feeling, nothing. And this man
Mm,
is human. But we
shit.
learn by the Chechen, he's a Chechen, he's a hero, he killed thousands of
Yeah.
people. There is a comic relief with Hank, who's like, yeah, I remember when I was a child, I was in a nightclub, and he just flipped a cigarette, and the bird went to the sky and exploded. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's a killer. He's a killer. He's a
Yeah.
respected killer, and all he did just take his gun and shot himself. So that's
Different
interesting
place.
to see that character, right, who is kind of a soldier, just like Barry, and you see the difference between him, who has a conscience, who had a wife, etc., who
Yeah.
just want to kill himself, and Barry, who had
Got nothing.
no idea of.
Not even for
Yeah, he
yeah. It
doesn't know. Like,
it's interesting the economy you have there because you have this, watch. I'll liken this to a movie I love, Train to Busan. Have you seen Train to Busan? It's a Korean zombie film, obviously on a train. Right. You have the father figure in Train to Busan, who is this businessman, very dickish at the beginning, and you have the COO of like Stallion Express or the fucking train, the older dude. And you see this is what the father figure could have been if he remains closed down and stuff like that. So you have the parallels, and then they have the character arcs in the movie. With Barry, you have Stovka, which if you see Barry, if he ever got a kids, he very much could be in 20 years. You see what he could be, but he's not because he doesn't connect with the people that well. He's learning through the acting class. He wants to connect with people. Like Stovka had a life, but it was just kind of like I have to kill because I was good at it. Barry's like I'm good at killing, but there's nothing else for me to do anyways. Barry's very transactional that way.
and there's very interesting because there's this scene where he has a monologue before shooting himself when he's like, "My wife left me because I'm broken."
Yeah,
So he has a conscience. Barry doesn't have a conscience at all. Barry kill you because it's a job. He's going to kill you.
clean your floors, kill the dude, fine, whatever.
He's just a robot. He's
Yeah,
just a robot.
I have to like buy you dog food today. Okay, cool. Do I do it before I kill your ex? All right, that's fine. Yeah, it's just like that. It's him taking an order. Like you want the Americano with whipped cream? Okay, I should stab him in the balls. Okay, It's all like that. And the fun part with this is like Fuchs is talking to the guy trying to turn Stovka. It's like, hey, once you're here, look at this, America, like Los Angeles, we have all these things going on. We can make it tons of money and all the girls and all this and all the guys. And every time Fuchs was saying something, how good life could be, it just kind of like makes Stovka more depressed.
Exactly.
It's like,
And he
oh
knows the
fuck, it's
woman
all
and
gone.
stuff, and
Yeah.
he's just like looking deep, and he's like, I don't
Baby
want
Yoda.
He's like
no,
Baby
I just
Yoda.
yeah.
It's
Baby
just
Yoda.
like, so sometimes you can't do to stay alive, so he needs to just take the gun and kill himself and whatever. And
I'm
that's
pretty
fine.
sure. I'm pretty sure someone's rewinding that part, and they're probably jerking off to it.
Ooh, the light
I'm
part.
not saying which voice
The
it
light
was. Maybe
part.
mine,
Ooh,
yours.
hello. Hello.
But you have this where he gets pushed to the edge by Fuchs, and Fuchs is not trying to make him kill himself. He's just trying to get free.
Yeah.
But by doing this, he kind of destroys Stovka, just
Hmm.
like he's destroying Barry.
Do you think so? Because I
That
think
is
he just wanted to kill himself since the beginning. Because when the big bad guys, the mafia, come to him and say, "Would you like some tea? Would you like some coffee? Would you like to come with me?" No, no, I just want to stay here on that
right.
chair, and that's all. I think he had enough. He had enough from the
Maybe,
beginning.
but I think Fuchs helped him kind of push him to the edge.
Yeah. But that's
I think
interesting to see the
he would have
two
come.
parallel, as you said. The guy's like beautiful woman, money,
Yeah,
killing people, yada yada yada, business, business, America, and that guy who's like had a wife and kid. The kid
yeah,
die. I'm broken. I'm this,
yeah.
which is very European drama, right? There is
It's
no,
fucking Chekhov.
yeah, yeah, there is a.
Oh man, I don't have no time.
Go ahead.
Oh no, no. Okay. Have you read Chekhov? I mean, you actually in fucking Prague. Have you read Anton Chekhov? Maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh, I know what to get you for Christmas now, motherfuckers.
Am I going to
That
have a surprise?
yeah. Well, that and the non-surprise of I did buy the you wanted. Welcome to Streaming Demons, where Amelie and Joe talk about Montreal steak sauce or steak spice. You wanted the steak, not the chicken one, right? The steak one.
The stick.
Okay, good. I got you that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll. Are you sure you want to hear this? It's about Chekhov. Maybe about Chekhov. It's going to take about a minute or two.
Go
All right,
ahead.
fuck it. As well
That's
as
why
my
I do
fucking
this
son.
podcast because I know you are a writer, you're a reader, you're a man of theater, you're a man of
Oh,
knowledge and
man of
culture.
theater.
Yes, we can be goofy, but also intellectual, and that's the perfect mix. And that's why I wanted to do Barry with you because there is a lot of little things we can work on. So go ahead, show me your culture. Go, 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 go.
Well, God, I'm thinking right now. It might not even be Chekhov. God damn it. This is funny. It's actually Kafka. How did I get Chekhov and Kafka confused?
Kafka! Of course I read Kafka. Of
Fucking
course I know
okay, yeah.
Kafka. Oh
No,
la la, check.
when I said Prague, I'm like Prague. What the fuck am I talking about?
Look, there's a lot of people who talk about Kafka whenever they come to Prague because Kafka
Because
is like
the
Mickey
statues
Mouse.
there and the
You know what I mean? You have the big head of Kafka turning around where he used to work, and everybody comes there and take picture because it's David Cherney, and there's David Cherney too with all the different statue and art and stuff like that. So there's two people really well loved in Prague. Is David Cherney, which is a sculpture artist, who is really cool by the way, and Kafka. What
yeah,
what I really like about the tragedy of Kafka is he was kind of a loser when he was alive. He died. One of his cousins refused to burn his books, publish it, and boom, he became postpartum famous. And now, when you come to Prague, there is his head, a
yeah.
metallic head would turn,
I
and
went
that's
there.
where he used to work
Yeah,
for an insurance. So imagine he hated his work. So
yeah.
imagine, Joe,
Very
you
much
are not
so.
famous, you die.
Yeah.
I take your book,
Thanks, man.
I sell your book to an editor, boom, you became super famous. And there is in Montreal, next to the
The place where I
next
hated
to
the most.
work,
Yeah.
you've got a giant head of Joseph. Like
It sounds
it's
about right.
really nightmarish, don't you think? It's
No, but
nightmarish.
that's kind of about it. And that's yeah. I actually saw that thing, and I saw the statue. I went on a small little walking tour. Nothing else to do, right? And it reminds me. does remind me of this one time where, like, this moth. I'm not going to use no names. I'll just say it's a moth. All right, I'm just going to say it's a moth, and it was walking into this podiatrist's office. It was nighttime. I don't know why moths walk, but they get in there, and the podiatrist is kind of like, "Ah, it's weird we're having a moth here, and like, why is this moth coming into my office?" And the moth goes like, "That's pretty rude." And the podiatrist goes, "Oh my god, you can talk." And the moth's like, "Well, yeah, of course I can talk, can't you? Talking to me right now." In fact, most people talk and they don't even listen anymore. They just keep going on and on and on, and they think because I'm a moth, I can't even speak to them. So they'll say sometimes things just weigh on my soul. They weigh on my soul like Greta Samsa does once in a while. And they try to take care of me. They think they're doing the right thing, but I tell you, it's hard being a moth. And you go to work one day and you realize you've been a moth for 30 years at the same place. They try to give you a little Rolex, but I'm a moth. I can't wear a Rolex. Where am I supposed to wear a watch? Am I a small moth arms? I can't do that. And they just drain their life out of you day in and day out. Just a unbearable weight to it all, the finality of all. You see this and you try to be the best moth you can be, and you try to have little moth kids maybe and raise them well, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't, but you keep trying and day in and day out, and every once in a while, I think you might get ahead, but no, there it comes Gergovich coming back down and stomping on you once again. Apparently, all the days and nights you poured into your work left your wife unfulfilled, so she leaves you later on. And you look back in your life and you realize maybe I was just a moth in this big machine that we call life. Maybe this all ever will be. The podiatrist goes, "My God, that's a horrible story, man. I'm so sorry. But maybe you should talk to someone about this. Why'd you come to my shop?" And the moth goes, "Because you had your light on." Norm MacDonald, thank you. Yeah, Norm tells it better. I did like a minute. Thank you. Norm and I would be appearing nowhere because he's
That's
dead.
nice. That's nice.
No, because we were talking about Kafka, which I thought we were talking about Chekhov for a second because I'm stupid. And then we went to this. So, yeah, okay, going back to, because we're talking about Stovka and like the unbearable, just the unbearability of,
Correct, yes.
right? For French, Jean-Paul Sartre,
Jean-Paul
nausea.
Sartre. Oui,
Nausea,
tout à fait.
right? I'm even sure
Mhm.
the French translation of the title. Not translation, the original in French. English translation is nausea. So you have this, and Stovka pops himself out. Boom, goes away. And so you see this part where Stovka is unhappy with his job. He's really good at his job. He's unhappy with his life because of how much effort he put into his job. You see that as like a warning to Barry because Barry's really good job, but he's going to be extremely unhappy unless he starts connecting with people. And one of those people he tries to connect with is Sally. And she's like, "Hey, why don't you come over and try to, like, are you in the middle of something?" Like, no, I'm just about to kill someone. Like, what the fuck?
So
And yeah,
for Sally, what is really interesting is in this episode, we're going to see how she works
yeah,
in a personal level as an actress. So
yeah,
I don't like Sally as a character, it's true, but I will admit it, for this episode and the next episode, we get an intimate glimpse into Sally's personal journey towards becoming an actress.
great.
From playing a fairy at a little girl's birthday party, to auditioning, to searching for a manager to represent her. So there is in this episode more credit given to her, and she represents a woman in
She's
general who
fleshed out.
try to, yes,
Do the
to
best you can.
get a role. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah.
Stovka was doing the best you can in that position you're in and has personal hits.
Yeah, and that's interesting because he is the top of the top in his country. He's well known. The
Yeah.
two mafios are like, oh, it's him, it's him, it's him. Oh my God,
Woo!
like big rock star. Oh, he's great. He took 1,000 people, which is the same for Barry, who is known in his squad to be really good at killing.
Right.
He is good at killing, right? But he's looking something more than just
Yeah.
killing. And there you've got Kafka, as you said, with a warning when he's like, I've got a wife and kids. She left me. She said I was broken and my son is dead. So there is nothing left.
Fuck it.
So maybe the danger of knowing, being aware
Mm.
of.
Maybe if that could be the Sally is the pre-recognition or premonition of it because we start to see her knowing, and then she during that audition she's auditioning for someone she doesn't know at the time, but they did like a pilot together where they were friends or sisters or something like that, and then now she's playing the mom of that person, and age-wise they look the fucking same, by the way. Like if you look at two actresses side by side, I'm
Correct.
like they look the same fucking age.
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially in America, you have the reputation to create show for teenager
Yeah,
with teenager character,
with the
and
old.
the actress is 30 years old, or
Yeah,
the
I'm
other one
playing
is
Luke Perry
25 years
soon.
old, etc.
Yeah. That was my Riverdale. Did you see Riverdale? Luke Perry was in it for half a minute. I'm like, man, he never fucking graduated. How the fuck is he still in school?
This
Like,
is
oh, he's the
crazy.
dad in this one. I didn't
He's
know
a
that.
dad, yeah, he's a dad there. But I
Yeah,
mean, when you look at the age of people, they're like, are you
they're
really
30s.
like, say, 22 years old and
Yeah,
they play a 12 years old, and they
yeah,
have to have a squeaky voice and problems and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, nah, nah. A 15 years old doesn't have abs. A 15 years old doesn't have this face.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Which is kind of what I really liked about the Harry Potter casting because they really were age. Like they were that age.
correct.
That's why it
Yes,
works.
yes, definitely. And you see
Charlie
them
Brown too, by the way.
growing up. So
Yeah,
that's interesting. Also, voice actor, for example, the series Hey Arnold, it was only kids of the age who was playing the
that's
voice.
Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown Christmas. When
Yeah.
you listen to Charlie Brown Christmas, those are all kids.
Yeah.
Those are 100% kids, and that's what the whole thing because everyone else was using voice actors. Well, most thing was just Mel Blanc for the longest fucking time. Nothing wrong with Mel Blanc. He does have one stolen credit, by the way. It was someone else's voice, but they kind of like said, "Fuck you." He had a bigger agent. Who knew? But you have Charlie Brown Christmas coming. Like, no, we want real kids. We want something you can't. We don't want fake. We want the authenticity. And I think when you're seeing Sally being, you know, reading for the role of mom to someone who's her own fucking age, it kind of like exposes the Hollywood, like, oh yeah, this is definitely Hollywood. Like only in Hollywood
Definitely.
do you fucking play.
Yeah, and he has no sense. So she saw a friend. Hi, how are you? We found out she was not name called. It's friend or former colleague who just introduced her to the cast. She really insisted. They're like, yeah, sure, we can give her the role of
Yeah,
the mom. And what I disagree with Sally is she looked at her friend and she's like, "Okay, you're so skinny and
yeah,
you're part of this casting." No, 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 no. I'm not part of this casting. I'm the daughter. So your son fell into the monkey cage, something, something, and she's like, she's losing it. I would have played the role. If I was at her play, I would play the role of the mother and say, no, I can play the role. I'm 30 something. I can be a mother. I'm going to play it. And from that series, maybe get more jobs or more
yeah,
opportunity.
and
And
keep the ball
there,
rolling.
I don't know why she cried. And I think as viewer, we can like, oh, she thought she was important, it was an ego boost, or she was really mad because there is a 30 years old woman who play a teenager and I play the mom, therefore I'm ugly, maybe?
All the above. I think it's all the
Like,
above. I think it hits her all at once. That's great and insight. I think it hits her all at once. I think the age thing hits her like the I look like the mom instead of the supermodel thing hits her at once. And I think just the I only got this audition because not who I am, but because someone I worked with and all just like boom, hit her all at once. And I agree. I would take it too. Fuck it, man.
I have a note about that. One day we had a conversation about filters. Do you remember people
Oh
who
yeah. I think meant
filter?
like Hey man, nice shot. Filter, that fucking band. I love that band. The band play. Oh wait, I was like, not that one that opened up for Bush.
fun,
No,
fun
that
filters. Like we have
Instagram.
common friends who take pictures, and
Hey
sometimes when we
everyone.
ask the pictures, there is
Yeah,
way too many filters.
yeah. Welcome to
About
Streaming Demons, where Joe gets in trouble from Amelie talking. Go for it.
let's trash talk. We
Yeah,
had conversation about that, and you
we
need
did.
to know what I noticed is when their mother, there is less filter. There is more
Hmm.
original picture. But then when
Interesting.
they're over 40 years old and they don't have children and they're single, etc.,
They
filter,
filter the fuck out of it.
filter. You need to understand in the world of women.
Okay, hold on. Let me get notes out. If
Are you
people who are
ready?
not listening or watching the podcast, Joe got a small notebook out today. Yes, go for
Go,
it.
go, go, go. So,
So, okay,
in the world of women, if you
world
are
of women.
past 30 years old and you're not
Past
married
it.
and you don't have kids,
Uh-huh.
you have to compete with people who are between 18 and 25 years old, and it's
18 to
very, very
25.
difficult,
Got it. So you're
right?
saying only date 18 to 25 year
Got it. Good, good. Yes. And when you are 35 years old
35. Got it.
and you're married and you've got kids, you have apparently the golden pass. That's, oh, you're married, you've got kids, you're good.
You
Please,
become the
in this
kids.
door,
Yeah.
come. However, if you're 35 years old and you don't have kids and you're not married, stop. Please take this door, the crazy door. Excuse me, I'm not crazy, I just
Don't
never
have kids.
married.
Yeah.
Yes, but you don't have kids. I can't have kids. Like, I have a problem. I've got an issue. I'm sorry.
Or
That's
just
very
don't want
sad.
to.
But the door,
Shit,
please.
man.
But why? Because you're 35 years old and you're single, so you're crazy. There's a
Yeah.
problem with you. Please, please, the door. And you're old, by the way. By the way, you're 37 years old. You're old. You're very old. Bye, bye, bye. And I know that how because I talk with a lot of women who are over 40 years old who decided to be single by choice
Yeah.
or can't have kids, never wanted to have kids, especially when I got my triplets. People came to me and said, excuse me, if I had triplets, I would jump out of the window. Have a nice day. Da, 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 da. But the way people talked to me,
Yeah.
I became a mother, it was like entering a VIP room. Amelie, you're a mother? Please come here. Welcome to the VIP room. You have the right to get your days off in advance compared to the other because you're a mother. Also, we want to give you more time to get late. Yes, you can be late because you know your mother, right? Also, if you want money, we can give you more money. Amelie, you have people to feed, right? Yes.
Shit.
And when you see your colleagues who are 35 years old who are single who try to have holidays, like, excuse me, Patrick, I gave my holiday 2 weeks in advance and everything. Yeah, but you understand, Stacy, you don't have kids. Or for Christmas, I know you're going to see
Mm.
your dying grandmother, but you need to understand you don't have kids. And I don't like that. And it's very, very pressured for women. Like, I can see the shift. Like, one day I had a conversation, I say, what if one day I divorce, or my partner, I hope not, die? What will happen to me? I'm thinking about it. And a lot of people are like, it's going to be really easy for you to find someone. And I'm like, why? Because you're married and with kids. You're not crazy. And a lot of men said that to me from all around the world. You're not crazy. So,
So
Joseph, I can commit mass murder and go to the judge and say, Judge, I'm not crazy.
I've got
I'm a
kids.
mother.
Yeah, I think you're hanging around bad people. I think that's what the moral story was. If men are telling you that, they're scumbags. I'm so sorry. If men are saying that people who are over 35 and don't have kids or single are crazy, that's just wrong. I'm so sorry. I think that's a bad. And I'm not saying you're saying that's correct. I'm saying that's what you're saying.
I know
That's
you're
what they're
very
saying.
intelligent and you're amazing and you're top, but my friend, I'm going to tell you what my GP told me before I left France. Remember,
Your vagina will stretch out like this when you have.
no, because I had a C-section.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Remember, that was really good to see. My GP said to me before I left for the tour of the world, Amelie, remember, we are all monkeys. There is 1% of people who are intelligent, the rest are just dumbass.
Mm.
So remember, I know you're a good guy and you look at women in a different way than most of the men, right? You like to work with them, you're very serious, like yada yada yada. And I know a lot of men who are like, for example, Paul, my friend Paul, who always work with women who are
Shout out,
fantastic,
Paul.
who always try to help out women to help in their research, to get
Right.
finance, to give really good business advice. My cousin Camille, who got promoted, bravo
Yay,
Camille.
Cammy.
She's trying as a woman to sing to be seen as a professional, and she has
Right,
to
and
go
not a
from
piece of
France to
ass.
Canada,
Yeah,
and it's already completely different, but she has to fight to get
yeah.
raise money, to be respected, etc. So there's a world there where it's difficult for women just because you're single or you don't have a family or you don't have kids. The good old conversation, when you are single and you want a career, what's a career?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not disagreeing that the world's like that. I'm just
Hmm.
saying it shouldn't be. That's all I'm
I
saying. It
agree.
shouldn't be like that. I'm like, when you're hanging around people who are doing this, I think it perpetuates a really fucked up stereotype. But this is what Sally has to deal with. This is what Sally is dealing with. She's now at the
Exactly.
age where she doesn't have kids. She is in Hollywood and she's starting to fucking get the mom roles.
Right.
She went
Yes.
from a
Yes.
sex roles, like the roller derby roles, to the mom roles, and she's not handling it well. She's not
Hmm.
handling it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
she's falling apart a bit on this. And then that brings us back to, like, she's talking to, I think she calls Barry up when he's about to, like, just keep the guy Paco in his sights, but he still can't kill the dude because DHL hasn't delivered the fucking bullet from NoHo Hank, right? So even if he wants to kill him, he's like, "Ah, no, I can't kill him." And he's just kind of like in between right now. At the same time, we do have like the cops starting to look into people, and I guess Janice and like Jean are starting to have that dinner. I think is this episode, but that's kind of in the foreground still. No, sorry, Jean and Detective Moss have dinner next episode. My bad. But they're starting to like plant the seed that they might be flirting a bit in this episode. But
A little
it's just
bit.
a
Yes.
small little germination. I think that's what Barry does well. Something very small will bloom into something huge later on. Like there's payoffs for every little
Correct.
detail. There's a payoff for every fucking detail, including like Hank sending the bullet in. Like there's a payoff to that detail. It's just like, look, oh, that's a little funny quirk. Like, no, it's an actual fucking detail, man. Or there's a payoff to Stovka blowing his fucking brains out. There actually is later on. We won't spoil nothing, but there's a payoff to everything that happens here. And I think that's one of the strengths of Barry is I don't know if they wrote the whole thing like a Bible for the show in advance, what they usually do, but not this far, not this detailed, or they just happened to be very conscientious every time they wrote an episode, every time they did a season. I'm not sure. Good thing to ask.
That's why the writer is fantastic, because when a show like Barry is made, the most important is the writing. You can really see there is a work behind it,
Yeah.
somebody who is good at it.
Right. Absolutely something. And this is, if Bill wrote this one, this is like his third fucking episode writing. This is only the third thing he wrote. If he wrote, sorry, this one's by Duffy Boudreau. So Bill Hader directed this. So the first two episodes is Alec Berg and Bill Hader writing. This episode is Duffy Boudreau. So it's this continuality, and it's really well done. Now, no real big spoilers because the entire thing is a big spoiler for everyone. Barry doesn't end up shooting the guy. He gets the bullet. By the time he gets the fucking bullet, Barry's like, I gotta fucking go. He's like, this guy doesn't come out of his house. What the fuck? So he goes inside. He goes inside and ends up strangling the guy to death. The
Yes.
guy's like basically wearing, he's not wearing pajamas, but he's wearing like what, sweatpants. He's just fucking chilling out. He's like watching a game or some shit. Like, he's just fucking living
He
life.
receives the bullet because
Yeah.
he enters
Up to a fall.
the home to kill the guy because
Yeah.
Sally is crying, saying, come to my house,
Yeah.
masha, masha. And he receives a call. He's like, what? A bullet?
A bullet? What the fuck's this?
DHL, what? Oh,
Yeah.
as you wish. And he turns off the phone and he goes to his kitchen and
Yeah.
he turns and he sees Barry and
Yeah,
he's
Barry's like,
screaming
"Ah."
Spanish. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, and then once he gets choked off by Barry, uh, Barry goes to Sally's house to comfort her. I think Barry's truly trying to comfort her, and they end up having sex. But as they're doing this, says something like Paco was saying at the end, and she happens to have the key to what it says, like, "You don't have to do this,"
And he
as
realized
Barry's fucking
it's
strangling him.
true. I
Yeah,
don't have to do this.
yeah, and that's how this so the episode starts with, you have to go kill Paco, and you have Strofka is gonna kill you both once you're the plan was once Barry was done, Strofka was gonna kill both Fuchs and Barry. That was the whole plan the Chechens had, and it didn't work out. So you have this drama unfurling where the B story is Sally's journey as an actress, and you still have this Barry character who's going to parallel or bookend maybe Stovka or something else with Fuchs talking to him. So you have all this wrapped up into one episode. How did the episode overall feel to you?
I like it. I would
Yes,
give a good 8 out of 10. I
nice.
really like it, and that's why I like watching that series because you have the backstage of what is meant to be an actor,
Right.
what it means to be a writer, what it means
Yeah.
to be a cameraman, etc., an artist in this game. I really like the scenes when you see them having auditions, like it's raw, it's true. And Bill Hader, as you know, was a part of the SNL, was a
Yeah.
writer, worked for many, many years behind the camera in the backstage, used to cut the film and do the sound system, etc. It's not just two people who kiss on the screen. There is a cameraman, there is a lighting assistant, there is a person who's there for the color, for the sound, there is a cable guy, there is a makeup artist, there is da 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 da, there is hundreds and thousands of people who
To bring
came
it to
for just
life.
one
Yeah.
line, and that's really, really interesting. We have the storyline of Barry, the killer, but I believe the story is more cinema. What
Oh wow.
cinema is a dream, etc.
Interesting.
And you see too crazy. You see the psychopath who kill people, and the people who have a dream and wants to come to Hollywood. So I really like that. That's why I watch Barry. I don't care the bang bang, gun gun, etc. If it was just Barry as a killer, I may had watched the first season and that's all. But because you have the storyline with the different actors, with Sally who tried to become an actress,
Right. It's the hooks.
with Mr. Cosino who is all there with Lay and the people
Yeah.
who said, "Oh, I'm an actor," but actually they're not. And because I know Bill Hader backstory, I was really caught up by this series because I like it. There's two
Yeah.
worlds. It's funny, it's dark, and at the same time, you see the reality behind the camera, and I really like it.
And it works really well. It reminds me of 30 Rock with Tina Fey.
I love that series. It's
Right? Because it
funny, but
shows the fucking
so well
it's
written.
it it's smart, and it shows the background of shows like that. Really, it
Hmm.
actually shows the background of things being made, so it's based in reality. And I think that's what we keep coming back to, even how screwed up the Chechens were with the THL thing. It's still based in reality. It's like people are fucked up, man. I mean, we see this all the time on the next true drama brought to you from your darkest neighborhood. Like my wife hired a hitman. All that bullshit from the Craigslist. Like a Craigslist hitman. What the fuck's this? You're like, I can't wait to watch this fucking thing on Real. So you see how fucked up the world really is, and they're not trying to do like the James Bond. We're talking about it's not James Bond. It's not like polished.
Hmm.
It's more like Archer.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It's like BoJack Horseman said in the first
There you go.
episode when he talks about his series. So BoJack Horseman in the first
Yeah.
episode has an interview with a guy. It's like, so what do you think people watch your series? Like, after a long day at work, all you want is sit in front of your TV show and see a happy ending and a happy family. Boom. And the reality is people are depressed, people are alcoholic, people are drug addict.
Roseanne
Being an
show.
adult, it's
Yeah.
lonely. It's not that cool. And there is a day after, and the day after, and the day after. And as a Chechen, they're killers, but they need to use DHL. They need to call with a mobile phone. They need
Yeah.
to have company because they need money to stay in America, and they have their family back in the country who's like, hey, if you fucked up in LA, you come back to your country. They have their own problems. They need to have their visa approval and stuff
Right.
like that.
It's
So yeah.
very family oriented. It is. Now, I think you hit it on the head. And next week we are doing chapter 4, Commit to You. And this is where Gene actually goes to dinner with Detective Moss. We'll get into that all next week. Otherwise, this week, for myself, Joe, and my co-host, Amelie, for these very deep dives, I bid you good day. Remember, like, subscribe, and musics.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'alls. Peace and long life.
Peace and long life.